All right, this is the responsibility of road users. We're going to go ahead and keep it moving. So every driver who shares the HTS, that's the Highway Transportation System, it is responsible for knowing the rules. You got to know their turnabouts. You have to know when the road is closed. You need to know when there's a parade. It's your responsibility to know these things. Ignorance is no excuse. So a lot of people say, well, I didn't know that the speed limit was slower in a business district. So what? I didn't know that I can't pass on the left of a not divided highway for a school bus. I didn't know when the school bus stop arm is out. Every driver has 4 basic legal responsibilities. Make sure you're in good physical shape. And that's real easy to overlook because as you get older or younger, you're just going to sit around. You're not going to keep your brain and body stimulated. It's your responsibility. If you want to live a long time, and most of us do, you want to be in good physical shape. Go walking, go to the high school track, go to the college track, get your mom and dad out of the house, right? Make sure your vehicle is in good physical condition. The worst thing that I've seen for a driver's ed car or my personal car or people, you don't take care of your car's tires. Tires are the most important thing. Hey, Jackson, tires are the most important thing separating you in the road. That is going to be on your test. If you have good tires when you drive on the highway to Chicago, Texas, Florida, Nebraska, your car won't break down. So you got to spend money on your car. Next, make sure you have the necessary driver's licenses for the vehicle you're driving. If you're riding a motorcycle across state, make sure you have the proper endorsement. You must be able to satisfy the demands of financial responsibility laws. If your state requires insurance, you need to have legal insurance. If not, when you get pulled over, you could face a fine, you could face getting arrested or jail time. Every driver must expect the unexpected in order to reduce or eliminate risk. Risk is the number one thing. And when you take segment 2, and I might share a little bit of that with you, risk is always present. Drivers fall asleep. Cars have a blowout. Brakes fail. Headlights don't work. Taillights don't work. You drive with a cracked windshield, and that's an equipment violation. That's not safe. Your safety is your responsibility. It's not mine. It's not your mom's. It's not your dad's. So let's keep rolling. Share the road. They're pedestrians. They are the most common and very unpredictable. Under pedestrians, you have children. They're small. They're very difficult to see. Combined with their poor judgment, Johnny's going to run out in front of you. Little Susie's going to run out in front of you. So you have to be slowing down, recognize that you're in a school zone or a neighborhood. This can lead to them unexpectedly running out. You have to be very aware of nearby schools. I just talked about this. Playgrounds, and especially residential areas. That's extremely important, that you are within those residential areas and driving at a good speed. The next area are the elderly and physically or visually impaired. People are living longer, and you're going to have people in their 60s, in their 70s, in their 80s, in their 90s, and even a person driving at 102. Okay, this is correct. You need to be aware of those type of drivers. They drive a little bit slower. They make poor turns, slow turns. If you drive long enough, you're going to be driving around drivers who are older than you. And it's not a negative thing. They tend to drive slower. They move slower. Avoid honking at them. You're late to school. You're honking at an elderly mother, and her son is the chief of police, and she snaps a picture of your license. This guy was honking at me, and I did nothing. Okay, Mom, I got you. You got the license plate. I got the dash cam. It's going to send me a picture, and then the officer's going to come to school. This kid was aggressive driving. And then you say, no, I wasn't. Your mom was driving very slow. She was driving slow. You were wrong, but someone called you out. So this is the situation all of us, me included, will face in the next 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whether you want to or not. Many of you live in a resort area. People are coming up there to see you. Young people don't go to resort areas. Their parents do. Their grandparents do, because it's beautiful. So I need you to understand about the information to help you rise above. So older people can be very distracted. You need to be slower. You need to watch what the car's doing. Adults, your mom, your dad, me, we should know better. We jaywalk. We dart out in the roadway, especially in downtown areas, restaurants. Men tend to be very aggressive. They tend to walk out in front of cars, and then their wives or girlfriends pull them back. John, what are you doing? I'm just walking out in front of a car. You didn't look left and right. And then they almost get hit. Okay, when you guys drive with your instructor, you're going to start off in downtown areas. You're going to start off in neighborhoods. You got to learn to yield to pedestrians even when they enter the roadway improperly. Avoid blocking the designated crosswalk. Your instructor should teach you stop behind the stop line. Remember, I'm preparing you for your road test. I'm preparing you for when you're 16 or 18 or 20 or whatever age you go. Also, I need you to take a screenshot of your work and send it to me right now. Take a screenshot of your work and send it to me. All of you have my number. Take a screenshot of your work. This is my way of keeping you accountable. If I'm going to take the time to go over this, you need to be accountable. We're teaching personal accountability. I want to keep moving. Okay? My phone has been updated. It works now. So let's keep going. So we want to yield to pedestrians. Elderly have different limitations or challenges. Adults tend to walk out between cars and think they're invincible. They end up getting hit. Little kids walk out. If grandma and grandpa take little Sally or Johnny to go get ice cream, they got their little ice cream, yay, 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 and then they walk out in front of a car. Okay, that's really important. And I need you to understand this. Okay? I see it coming in right now. Let's keep it going. Next, animals. Okay, deer are the biggest hazard, and in your area, it is moose. If you don't believe me, look it up. We did research on your part of the state, on your part of the country. Moose, at certain times of year, are very dangerous. And adults, I've been driving 10 years. Okay. I've been driving 15 years. Okay. I've been driving 20 years. Okay. You drive very fast because as you go up north or any northern area, there's less people. Instead of driving 50, you're driving 80. The speed limit is 55, you're doing 80. Okay. 65, 75, you are way over the limit by more than 25 plus miles an hour. You're going to get a ticket. You as a beginning driver, you have challenges too. It's dark. The roads are not well maintained. You could slide off and go into the ditch. Okay, so be aware where small animals in residential and downtown areas, because these are places where it's most common for them. Let's take your screenshot of your work and send it to me. That's all you have to do. I see it popping in right now. Let's keep it going. We're multitasking. So these are where small animals enter the roadway. If you slam brakes because you don't want to hit a skunk, a school bus is going to rear-end you. A semi-truck is going to rear-end you. Grandma and grandpa are looking for a gift for their niece or nephew, and they're going to rear-end you. Please be aware of this and just have some more room. We're using the SIPED process or the Smith system, leaving out. If someone slams brakes, you should have enough time and room to drive around them to the left or to the right. But many beginning drivers tailgate. If you cannot avoid a small animal in a safe manner, it is best to make an impact with the animal than put someone's life in jeopardy. I'll say it again, because some of you will say, well, what if I swerve? You will die. You will roll your car over. You will go into a ditch. And then you will say to me, you right, uncle, you're right. Don't swerve. Okay, let's talk about large animals. Large animals are more common in rural areas and can cause considerable damage to a vehicle and its occupants. Example, you hit a deer, that's $3,000 in damages. Your car is only $3,000. Your parents got you a piece of junk car, and they should. You're not driving the new whip that costs $25,000. So you have an older car. There's nothing wrong with it. Be humble. Be thankful. You hit a deer. Well, honey, thank God you're okay. You can work. If you get half the money, we'll give you half. You'll get a car. You're like, okay, that's fair. Okay? New drivers, you're not going to have a 2026, a 2027. You're going to have a 2024. You're going to have a 2022. You're going to have a 2019. You might get a 2010 F-150 truck that's in the garage. You're going to get new tires, brakes, vacuum it out, and then you're going to ride that old truck through high school and college. You're going to say, I love my truck. And your friends are like, what are you doing? I got to go to work. Why? I got to make a car payment. You're like, I don't have to worry about that. Then your friends will say, dude, you got a truck that's 15 years old. You're like, dude, my truck starts every day. I have 4-wheel drive. You get stuck in the ditch. You call me to help you. You're like, you're right. You're right. So I want to remind you that having a good vehicle, a reliable vehicle, is important. And in your age, you don't care what type of vehicle you have. You just want to drive. On a side note, you type in the year, make, and model of vehicle you're going to be driving. All of you listening in the chat, type in the year, make, and model of the car or truck you will be driving. You need to manifest this. You're like, what are you saying? You need to manifest this. Okay, I'm going to be driving the 2020 Ram 1500. It's my older brother's. He just graduated from college. He's finally buying a new car. The vehicle has 175,000 miles, but he really takes care of it. He got new quarter panels, got a new rear end for it. So you're driving basically a new vehicle, okay? Or my sister, she's getting ready to go to college. She can't have a car on campus. My parents said, I'm going to use her car. And they said, don't mess it up because we have to share cars. So a lot of you will have those situations. You're sharing cars because if your parents get another car, that's another bill, more insurance, okay? And young drivers, the insurance company will charge you more. Why? You have more accidents. You drive more miles. Let's keep going. So you need to put in the year, make, and model of the car you're going to be driving. Okay, a 2019 Subaru Alexis. I love that. Subaru is a great brand name. Very reliable, very safe. You got a Subaru. So you guys don't look at commercials, but those Subarus are fantastic. They last forever. Come on, you got to put in your vehicle a 2024 Chevy 1500. Thank you. Nice vehicles, larger vehicles. If you go into the ditch, dude, I went into the ditch. What happened? I just had a flat tire. I went into the ditch. I knocked my whole front clip off. Trucks offer more protection. 2015 Ram, big truck, safe. I love that. That's really important. A 1983 Silverado. I love it. I love it. Hey, a truck, classic. Hey, it doesn't have rust. It's been in the barn. My dad took care of it. Love it. And if you take care of your vehicle, oil change, maintenance, it's going to last forever. You just got to take care of it. Love that. A 2007, man, I love Silverados. I love this. A 2012 Dodge Avenger. Come on with the Avenger. I love it, guys. And if you know you're going to have this vehicle coming to you, my mom and dad already said, I got to get a job. Get that job. I got to make a payment. I got to pay for the insurance. And if you learn this, you'll learn that personal responsibility. You'll first say, Mom and Dad, thank you for taking care of me, right? Thank you for allowing me to have this. Let's keep it moving. Okay, so we talked about large animals, don't swerve, squeeze the brake just before impact, lift your foot off. The deer could go over the car, to the left, to the right, or through the window. Okay, moose, we do have moose in our state, and that is 1,200 pounds. That is 1,300 pounds. That's a huge impact. Okay, so you just have to be aware. Bicyclists, cyclists are required to follow the rules of the road. They ride with the flow of the traffic. Bicycles going with the traffic. Motorists, if you're making a right turn, it's called the right hook. If you got to look, if you're making a right turn at a corner and the bicyclist is to your right, you look left, right, left. If you don't look to the right, you could run them over. It's called the right hook. Okay? You have to look. And if you're making a left turn, it's called the left cross. You have to look to the left, just like I'm looking. You're looking the sidewalk from right to left and then from left to right. Okay? You have to look. People are walking, pedestrians, bicyclists. Be sure to give them plenty of room. Okay? They make sudden movements. This is why, again, if you're walking, you walk toward traffic. You never turn your back. If you're riding a bike, you ride with the flow of the traffic. Motorcyclists are usually better trained than bicyclists. Okay? They are roadway users. They're harder to see. Make sure you leave them space. They have a right to a full lane. And technically, they should be wearing a helmet. If you choose not to wear a helmet, you're going to pay additional collision insurance. And if you fall and your brain and your skull is cracked, you're going to have brain damage and swelling. So you want to be aware of this. Make sure you put your car in. So you want to have a leather on. You want to have a helmet on, because if you spill or fall, all your skin, your elbows, your fingers, knuckles, they're going to be ground down to nothing. Okay? Because I've seen people like this. Not me. I have all my fingers. Mopeds, motor scooters, and we need to put e-bikes. These vehicles must operate close to the right. Some communities are banning e-bikes. We have a lot of younger drivers, 8, 10, 12, and older adults who don't have their license anymore. They're on these e-bikes, fat tire bikes, right? They're fun, but people are getting hit. They can't stop. A couple of weeks ago here in the metro area, a person was riding e-bike and hit a construction vehicle and died. Now, we don't know if it's the e-bike's fault or the construction truck's fault. The truck is up high. Maybe the driver looked and didn't see them, but there was an accident. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. E-bike accident, Ferndale. You Google it. You type it in. Don't believe me. Okay, I want you to look this up yourself. Let's talk about commercial vehicles. They have higher standards. They have a CDL Class 1, CDL Class 2. They have rigorous training. These truck drivers have cameras inside, just like school buses. So when Bryce or Alexis or Everett go crazy, I'm joking with you. Well, Everett started to fight. How do you know? I have it on camera, and he's not allowed on the bus anymore. And now your mom or dad, Everett, I'm telling you a fun story. Everett, be nice on the bus, because if you lose those privileges, you won't be able to won't be able to get on the bus anymore, because you started a fight. And I'm a firm believer in that. Okay? As a principal, I want to make sure that you're following the rules. I'm going to call your mom and dad in. Well, mom and dad, here's what happened. Your son started a fight on the bus. We have a very strict policy. Any kid who starts a fight on the bus loses bus privileges. I don't like this rule. I'm going to take it to the school board. The school board supports me, or the school board does not support me. But I will say your son will be on probation for 3 months. And if they are on probation for 3 months, they can't ride for 3 months. I'm going to the school board again. It's all about safety. Okay? So all these commercial truck drivers have cameras because they're involved in multi-million-dollar injury accidents where lives have been lost. You might have cut off a truck driver may have fell asleep. These vehicles are large and heavy. It makes them very difficult to maneuver. You need to give them extra space. You don't listen. You cut off a truck and then you get rear-ended. This week in the metro area, a car rear-ended a semi-truck. The people died. This is unnecessary loss of life. You need to always be aware, and there's semi-trucks up there where you guys are too. Semi-trucks are the backbone of the United States of America. So you need to give them extra room. Most often they're commercial vehicles. They make tight turns. They make wide turns. The tires may go over the curb a little bit. School buses, you guys are in that school bus. Always give school buses extra space when traveling around them, and always come to a complete stop when approaching a parked school bus with the red flashing lights. But you don't, because you're a junior. You speed. You almost hit a kid. The school bus driver has a camera. They take a picture. They send it to the principal. You get called out to an office again. I call your parent. Your parent is like, why are you calling me again? Well, your son or daughter blew a red by the school bus. The school bus driver reported them. And by law, I'm calling the police. You're doing what? I'm going to the school board again. Well, go to the school board. We're about safety. So you got to have principles. You would do the same thing if you were a principal. You're like, you're right. You're right. Because the kid got caught fighting on the bus. Parent threatened. I don't care. Take it to school board. You're 16 or 17. You're riding. You blew a red. You almost hit a kid. The school bus driver reported you. That same kid a year later. So it appears as if you think I'm harassing you, but you cause your own problems. So this is true. Let's talk about emergency vehicles. When an emergency vehicle is approaching you, you must steer to the right edge of the road. If you can't steer, you stay where you are. The only time you will steer to the left of the roadway if you are driving on the left hand of a divided roadway. That'd be a great trick question. When you are driving by an emergency vehicle parked on the side of the road in certain situations, you must follow the move over law. And if you don't know what that is, I'm reading it, which states that the driver has to exercise due care. You can't cut off a car. And caution when moving over a lane or reduce speed drastically to a safe speed if they cannot move over. So if you don't read this, guys, when I give you a quizzy, you're going to struggle. Work zones. Construction goes on year round. You'll hear a podcast about work zones. I'm not going to apologize because this is long. That's what this class is. You're not going to do a worksheet and color and then go home. This is a real class, so I'm not going to apologize that we're going deep. And then after this, I'm going to hit you with a quiz to see if you're paying attention. So work zones. They're an area where road work takes place. It may involve lane closures, detours, and moving equipment. Okay? Highway work zones are set up according to the type of road. Are they working on a bridge? Are they working on a road in the downtown area? Are they working on the interstate? The work zone can be long or short term. That can exist anytime during the year. We all hate it because we have to wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a half an hour. Oh, by the way, you're late to school again. And you're speeding in the school zone because the flock cameras caught you. And then I get a notice on my phone. And then I call you into the office because you're speeding again. So I'm giving you an imaginary situation where from the school bus you were caught fighting, you were speeding and passed the bus, you get called down again, and then the final one, you're speeding. And if we really want to protect you, and most of your parents just say, you're doing the right thing, Principal. Principal Myles, you're doing the right thing. And then I'm in front of the school board, your mom or dad tried to get me fired, and they can't, because I'm following the rules. So what does this mean to you as beginning drivers? Type in what this means to you. Type take away, TAKEAWAY, semicolon. I gave you 3 imaginary situations. Show me you were listening. Argue both sides of the issue. Again, I'm not repeating the 3 situations. Show me you were listening. Why might your parent look at this as like me harassing you? Or why might your parent look like, well, he's following the rules? Because there's always 2 situations. But we can't dispute. I have video evidence. So as you are writing this down, I'm going multitask. I'm not waiting for you. Because you're going to have a quizzy in a moment, and it's really important. So I do this to see if you're really listening, and I'm not going to repeat what I said. So work zones happen across the United States. Work zones on U.S. roads have become increasingly dangerous places for workers and drivers. 35,000 people per year are injured in work zones across the United States. So remember, I asked you to type in a situation of what I just went over. Show me you were listening, because you were getting ready to migrate toward the next interactive activity. When approaching a work zone, watch for materials such as cones, barrels, signs, large vehicles, or workers in bright colored vests. Those are your environmental indicators when you're driving. And if you don't know what this means, your driver's ed instructor failed you, or you failed yourself, because you should be driving at a slower speed. This is going to be on your test. All temporary signs in work zones have orange background and black letters or symbols and tell you what to do. So you not only have certain elements in the work zone, cones, barrels, workers in bright colored vests, but also you have a temporary sign that tells you what to do. Okay, I see 7 responses. I need to have 10. Next. Also, there's a reduced speed limit. In most work zones, it's 45. That's going to be on your test. You need to make sure you are ready for this and understand it. There are no reduced speed limit signs. You should obey the normal speed. Yeah, I'm doing good. Safety tips in work zones. As a driver, you should learn to abide by following safety tips. Watch traffic around you. Obey signs, flaggers. If you don't know what a flagger is, look it up. Do not become, you don't want to become overwhelmed in a work zone, because you can be if you're driving at 10 miles an hour for, heaven forbid, 20 minutes, half an hour. You got to be aware of changing traffic patterns. You got to merge as soon as possible. Don't wait till the last second. Some people are late mergers, early mergers. It's called a simple merge. I have a good video on that. Use extreme caution when driving through work zones at night. A lot of workers do work at night. And then the state police are usually there, or the county police. They get special overtime pay to protect the workers, which are very important. They have homes too. They have families too. They want to return home. Last year, a rural worker was hit and killed by a distracted driver. Adjust your lane position. Some work zones, such as line painting, road patching, and mowing. Just because you don't see the work immediately doesn't mean they're not there. Expect delays, plan for them, leave early, reach your destination on time, because the number one reason why people speed is because they're late. When you can, avoid work zones altogether. Get a different route. I'm gonna hit construction vehicles, and then construction vehicles. These are found at nearby construction sites. Again, I'm not gonna apologize because this is long. I'm not gonna skip it, because you're going to be tested on this and you're going to be expected to know it. They are found by nearby construction sites. They are large and loud. Example, a person on the e-bike last week, type it in. It was in Ferndale. You don't believe me? Google it. Person on the e-bike hit a construction vehicle in Ferndale, or the construction truck hit them. They died. There's going to be an investigation. This is true. So proceed with caution around them. Many construction vehicles start out slowly because they are hauling heavy loads. Acceleration takes longer. Remember the following in order to drive safely around construction vehicles. Don't tailgate. Drivers may not see you in his or her side mirrors because they're focusing on, doesn't make it an excuse. Keep a safe distance with your vehicle or any construction vehicle. That did not happen. If a construction vehicle is following, keep checking your rearview mirror. Do not stop quickly unless necessary. Remember, construction vehicles need a lot of braking distance. So if you cut off a construction vehicle, bye-bye car. So this is an image. You got the double yellow line. You have a lane reduction. You have a flagger. If you don't know what it is, you look it up. People are driving at a reduced speed. There could be a patching crew. So type in takeaway. I'm making you work. Type in takeaway of what I went over when I talked about sharing the road with pedestrians. When you tap in takeaway, this tells me, your family, and the summary that I'm doing my job. If you're just sitting here daydreaming, it will say Alexis didn't do work, or Everett didn't do work, or the instructor gave misinformation. So this is your review. Subscribe. Thank you if this brought you value. All right, guys, I'm going straight to a quiz.